everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's episode is going to be my January update for my beauty budget, also known as my makeup rehab series. So if you want to see what I purchased in the last month, how many makeup products I emptied in the last month, and where my beauty budget bank stands going into February, well then sit tight, we're gonna jump right into it. My name is Marie and I am a beautiful mess. Here on my channel, I like to do a lot of project panning content, eyeshadow content, and really any other kind of makeup content that I can think of. So sit back, relax, and come on a magical makeup journey with me. So like I said, this is my January update for my beauty budget, my makeup rehab series, if you will. So this is my version of a Lowbuy. I had seen a lot of other creators doing this style of project, I guess, to help them decrease their spending. They start off with a certain amount of points in their bank, and a lot of different creators do a one out, one in kind of rule. I'm doing it a little bit differently. For every makeup item that I purchase, it costs me 1 point out of my beauty budget. And there's no weight on this, so an eyeshadow palette, a blush, a lippy, they all equal 1 point. How I earn points back into my beauty budget is for every 2 makeup products that I use, I then add 1 beauty budget point back into my bank. I've also given myself a way to earn points by hitting pans in eyeshadows because eyeshadows take an extremely long time to use. So every time that I hit pan in an eyeshadow, I give myself an eyeshadow pan point. I need 10 of those to equal 1 beauty budget point. And then, if I finish an eyeshadow, I get a full-blown point for that. But that is the way that I am running it. I am only counting makeup items. Skincare I don't have a problem with. Body care I don't seem to have a problem with. I just have an extra large collection by my standards of makeup, and I would like to pare it down a little bit. And this is my way of not only curbing my spending, but also being a little bit more consumer conscious about use of my products and purchasing of my products. This series I've been doing for about 4 or 5 months now. I started at the end of last year. And whenever I go into a makeup store now, or I'm browsing on Sephora or Ulta online, I ask myself these questions before I purchase something. 1, do I need it? 2, do I have something in my collection already that could be used as that? Same color, same purpose, etc. And number 3, will I use it? And these questions have really helped me slow down my spending. With that being said, let's jump into what I purchased in the month of January. Beauty purchase number 1 is a blush. I know if you watched my makeup inventory series, I know I have a ton of blushes, but I can explain. This one's special. This is the Too Faced Cloud Crush blush, and this is in the shade Candy Clouds. This is the super viral one that came out last year that everybody was going crazy for. That is what she looks like. It is that very light, bluey, purpley, pinky tone. Now, I did ask myself my questions about this. Do you already have a shade like this in your collection? Yup, I bought one from Juvia's Place for a lot less money that looks exactly like this. Then I asked myself, will you use it? And the answer was also yes. This was the one that I was coveting. I know I have it in my collection. I know that I did not need it, but I wanted it so pretty. pretty. And I got a fantastic deal on this. I picked this up from the cosmetic company outlet store. They had an overflow of these, which I'm so shocked about because this was viral when it first came out, but I guess the virality of it died down because when I asked the girl, why is this here? She told me that, well, they had an overflow of them. Blows my mind. So it was at the CCSO. So that means it was half price, 40% off, I think the CCSO sells these for. And then I had a $10 coupon from the CCSO that I had gotten over the holidays that I needed to use. I didn't need to use it, but I wanted to use it. So this ended up being $8. I am okay with this. For spending $8, yes, there's another blush in my collection now, but it's so pretty. I allowed myself this splurge. You have to allow yourself some splurges. I just gotta make sure that I use up a blush this year. Beauty purchase number 2 was something I actually needed, and that was setting spray. I had used up the only setting spray I had in my collection at the moment in time, and setting spray is something that I use every day. So I made a purchase at Ulta and picked up one of my favorite setting sprays. This is the e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. It is the green one, and I do absolutely love this. When Max Fix Plus Stay Over isn't on sale, I won't spend $30-something on a setting spray for it. I go to this one instead. This one I feel like sets my makeup and gives me the hold that I need to stay all day. It says up to 16-hour wear, and I do believe it. This is my go-to, although I realized I probably in the wintertime should be using the dewy one because of my dry skin now. And if my dry skin persists when I need to pick up another setting spray, I'll probably try that one. But this one was a necessary item, so I'm not giving myself any crap about this. Now, beauty purchase number 3, I can give myself crap for. I had a $3.50 off a $15 coupon at Ulta, and I don't know what it is. Yeah, I didn't need anything else, but I wanted the $3.50 off. So I picked up a product that I have been wanting to try. I know it's another lippy, and I have so many lip products in my collection, but I have been going through a good amount of my lip products, so I allowed myself a splurge. Plus, I was very curious about this. I had heard such good things about this, and I wanted to pick it up and try it out. So this is the e.l.f. lip oil in the shade Coral Fixation. I added this onto my order to get $3.50 off of the 15, so I did get this at a discount. That's how I'm looking at it, and it was something that I wanted to try. It's not like I went out and bought 10, I bought 1. I think I'm doing okay. Progress doesn't happen all overnight. It is a journey. It is a progression. So yeah, I got it. So those are all the items that I purchased this last month, but something else is coming into my collection, and this was a free gift from Ulta for being a Diamond member. So there was a whole bunch of things that I could choose from Ulta, and this is the one that I chose. Do I have 3 others of these in my collection already? Yeah, but they're minis. And this was free. So this is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fenty Glow. It is actually what I have on my lips today. I don't want to open that. I want to save that. This is what it looks like. This is one of my minis that I have. And let me swatch it for you so you can see what the shade is. Very nice. I apologize, I didn't do the swatch of the e.l.f. lip oil. Let me do that now because I wanted to feel left out. So that's the e.l.f. right there. And those are the shades of the lippies that came into my collection this month. Now, this one I don't charge myself anything for because of the fact that it was free. It was a gift from Ulta, and I don't charge myself points for gifts. But it is another lip product that is coming into my collection. And the lip category is one where it's extensive in my collection. By my calculations, I've used a lot of lip products in the past month. We're gonna go over what I've used in the next section. I don't know. If I do my inventory again in June and this is grown instead of shrunk, then maybe I can reevaluate a no buy altogether on lip products. So that makes 3 purchases that I made in the month of January. At the beginning of the year, my beauty bank was sitting at a -2. So now it's sitting at a -5. Oh, wonderful. All right, let's see how many makeup items I emptied up this past month and see where my beauty budget bank stands after that. Beauty empty number 1 was a setting spray. I was working through my setting sprays last month. So this is the NYX Matte Setting Spray. This claims 16-hour wear as well. I don't like this. I prefer the e.l.f. So this is just a little sample size that was given as a free gift. I had been using this to spritz my eyeshadows with, and I was able to use that up. Would I repurchase this? No, not when I love the e.l.f. one even more. Beauty empty number 2 is a lip product. See? Progress. This is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Yummy Lip Gloss in the shade Coconut's About You. I absolutely love this formula. My only complaint about it was gone way too soon. I have been learning a little bit about lip glosses this past month. Not all lip glosses are created equal when it comes to weight, and that can be very deceiving. This one has 10 milliliters of product in it. One of my other favorite lip glosses, the Maybelline Lifter Gloss, only has 5.4 milliliters of product in it. So even though they look like they are the same size, packaging can be very deceiving, and that is something I am learning about lip products. With that being said, I loved the feel of this on my lips. This is not your traditional lip gloss. A lot of people say that this is a lip oil. I would say it's kind of somewhere in between, but I absolutely loved using this in the past month, and I'm sad to see it go. I do have one other of these in my collection. Not going to be repurchasing this formula until I whittle my collection down a little bit. Beauty empty number 3 was a rollover into my Rolling Project 10 pan from last year. It was a powder. This is the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop Mattifying Powder in the shade Brightening Translucent. And that is a shiny pan right there. I was able to use the rest of this up in the month of January. This is absolutely something that I would repurchase, but do I have other powders in my collection right now? You betcha. So I need to work my way through those first. I really love this powder for underneath the eyes. I'm not a powder puff girl. I've tried pressed powders, loose powders with a powder puff, and maybe in the summer when I don't have as dry skin, I'll like the powder puff better, but I really loved applying this with a brush underneath my eyes. This is definitely something that I will repurchase in 1,000 years when I need more powder. Beauty empty number 4 was just a little mini-sized primer. This is the Touch in Soul Pretty Filter Icy Sherbet Primer. This was just a sample that I had gotten, but I learned pretty quickly I love this primer, especially in the winter time. It has a cooling effect, but it's also very, very hydrating, and that is something that I needed in my skin in the month of January. This did not take me very long to use up. I have a ton of primers left in my collection. This is not going to be a repurchase just yet, but when I do need a primer again, this is going to be a contender in the running for it. Beauty empty number 5 is a mascara, and right now this is my favorite mascara that I had in my collection. This is Maybelline The Falsies Lash Lift Mascara, and I got this as a free sample from Ulta. Gotta love those free samples, because that is a great way to try out products instead of spending your hard-earned money on it to see if you like it. And this is my favorite right now. I need to make my way through the mascaras that I have in my collection. I have a ton of backups of stuff. I have a ton of mascaras open, but when I need mascara again, this is definitely going to be a repurchase. Absolutely love this. Beauty Empty number 6 was another lip product, and this is the Aquaphor Lip Repair Immediate Relief for severely dry lips. And in the month of January, I had severely dried lips. So I worked on this guy and was able to use this one up. This is absolutely a repurchase. I have another one of these in my collection being worked on in another project pan, but I tend to only use these in the wintertime. It's possible that I use them in the summer too. If I get sunburnt on my lips, then it's really great for that as well. Won't be repurchasing this until I need it again, but definitely a love. Definitely a love. Beauty Empty number 7 is another lip product. I told you, I go through lip products like nobody's business. That's a good thing because I got a lot of them in my collection. So this is the Too Faced Hangover Pillow Balm in the limited edition flavor spiced cider. I did pick this up in a set of 3 over the last holiday season, and spiced cider was just calling my name. As soon as I got it, I had started using it and finished it up. Really love this formula, really loved this flavor. I wish this would be a staple in their line. Enjoyed my time with it. The Hangover Pillow Balms are something that I will always repurchase, not at full price, but something that I will always repurchase. And I have more in my collection. Makeup Empty number 8 was another powder. This is the Makeup Forever HD setting powder, and I had mine in the shade Vanilla. This was a very coarse, loose powder, and how I was using it is I had seen something on TikTok that said instead of letting your skincare soak in for 20 minutes if you are running low on time, you can set it with a loose powder, spray it with setting spray. Once the setting spray is dry, you can go on top of it with makeup. Does it work? Yes, it does, and it is something that I have been continuing to do with my other loose powders in my collection. Would I repurchase this? It worked okay for that purpose, but this is a very coarse powder, and I don't know why it's a coarse powder. I really like finely milled powders. It worked for the purposes that I was using it for, but I don't think that this would be a repurchase. Now, if I got another sample of it, I would definitely give it another go. I liked it. I prefer finely milled powders. Beauty Empty number 9. I should really call it Makeup Empty. Oh, wonderful. Makeup Empty number 9 was another lip product. I told you, I go through lippies like crazy. This is the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip, and this one was in the shade Ginger. I'm actually not happy with this because that's how much product that is left after the clicky mechanism goes all the way up to here. So not only am I not going to be repurchasing this because it's a Tarte product and I don't purchase from Tarte, but that's wasteful to me. They need to come up with a better mechanism for that. Do all the clicky pens do this? Don't know. I haven't tried the ones from NYX or the ones from e.l.f. yet, but if they do, that's wasteful right there. That's a lot of product that you could be using. I'm not going to be digging this out. I like the feel of this on my lips. If you're not very careful, it's very gloopy, so that is something you got to watch out for, but I will not be repurchasing this again because it's Tarte. Makeup Empty number 10 is my Cali Ray So Blown Plumping, Hydrating, Pore Erasing Oil Controller Makeup Replacer Primer. I absolutely love this product. This would definitely be a repurchase. When I ran out of the Touch and Soul, I was looking for something that was very hydrating for my skin for the winter time, and this is definitely that. It is pore erasing, it is blurring, and it feels amazing on the skin. I'm not happy about the price point of this. This is actually quite pricey. It's like $30 something if I'm not mistaken. So I would love to be able to find another product that is similar to this at a lower price point. If you guys have any recommendations, put it in the comments down below. But I'm gonna be working my way through the primers that I have in my collection because unfortunately I do have a lot. This is not gonna be repurchased anytime soon, but I do love it. Makeup Empty number 11 is a foundation. This is exciting. So this is the Sephora Matte Perfection Tinted Moisturizer, and mine was in the shade 04 Cotton. This was way too light for my skin tone, so I figured right now is the perfect time of the year to be able to use this up, and I deepened it up with another foundation that I usually use as bronzer. Would not repurchase this again. This was a little bit drying, even for a tinted moisturizer on my dry skin. You needed to use a lot of it. Was really, really watery. I didn't like the coverage of it. I just didn't like it. I got it on sale, and that's gonna teach me, because I used to have the mindset of, oh, if I wanna try a product, get it while it's on sale. Well, I was just picking up stuff because it was on sale. This was not something that was on my list to try. I just ended up buying it because it was on sale. Make sure that if you're taking advantage of a sale, that it's something that you actually want in your collection, because you're gonna be with it for quite a while. And don't just buy stuff for the sake of buying stuff. Makeup Empty number 12 was the last setting spray that was in my collection, and this is the MAC Fix Plus Stay Over. I have found that I like this better than the MAC Fix Plus, and that's saying a lot because I like the MAC Fix Plus a lot. That being said, I am not going to be buying this at full price. If I run out of this, like I did, I will go and repurchase the e.l.f. But I do love this setting spray. I think it is fantastic at melding powders together. That's something the e.l.f. isn't as good at. It's a good setting spray for longevity, but this is much better for melding powders. So if you have a good drugstore option for melding powders on your face, then put that in the comments down below, because I am interested in finding something that does that as well. But when it's on sale, this is definitely going to be a repurchase. And Makeup Empty number 13 is an eyeshadow stick. It's a little one, but it's an eyeshadow stick, and I'm super excited for this. This is the Laura Mercier Caviar Stick, and this one was in the shade Strapless. It is rolled all the way up. There's nothing left in there. I was able to use this up, and surprisingly, I never thought that I would. Shadow sticks are not my normal jam because I'm addicted to eyeshadows. I love creating eyeshadow looks, and whereas a shadow stick does have its place for the one and done eyeshadow look, if you're in a hurry on the go, it's not something I gravitate towards. So how did I use it? Well, I was using it as a lower lash line eyeliner, and it is something that I absolutely loved for that. I thank Nikki Pearson for making that recommendation of doing that, and it has been a game changer since that happened. I will begin to start using up the rest of my shadow sticks in this way because it's a great way to get use on them. Will I repurchase this again? It was okay. It was nothing to write home about. I don't think it's worth the money. And the amount of times that it fell out of the component, not a fan of. And I don't know if the full-size ones do that, but I imagine it's the same kind of mechanism where there is nothing really holding it in there. The caviar is just too rich for my blood. So that is everything that I used up makeup-wise for the month of January. 13 items. Who am I? I don't think I have ever used up that amount of items in 1 month. I have no idea if it's because I was picking products that were almost done, the fact that I go through lippies like crazy, or am I just being more diligent in using makeup compared to last year? These are the questions I have, and I have no answers to. So 13 items is an odd number, so we are going to have 1 point carry over to next month, because remember, I need 2 makeup empties to earn 1 beauty budget point back into my bank. We are gaining 6 points back into my beauty budget bank. That brings me up to the positive at +1. Now, last year, I gave myself a starting point of 20 points in my beauty budget bank. And I hemmed and hawed on whether or not I was going to do that again this year. My final decision was that, yes, I am going to give myself a 20-point beginning of the year boost. With that being said, I am going to evaluate this year to see, will my makeup collection grow more than 20 items? Will it shrink at all? And if those 2 things happen, then I will continue to give myself 20 points at the beginning of each year. If it continues to get out of hand and my collection keeps growing exponentially, then next year I probably will not be doing that. But it's not next year, it's this year. So that means I end with 21 points in my beauty budget bank. Coming into January, I had 4 eyeshadow pan points that I have been accumulating over time. And I was able to hit pan in an eyeshadow this month. So that counts as a 5th eyeshadow pan point. So remember, when I get 10 of those, then 1 more beauty budget point goes into my bank. So I am halfway there to another point being added into my bank. I'm going to have to hit pan on 5 other eyeshadows to get there, which is going to take me some time, which is why I'm okay with this caveat to earning points. This is my Pan That palette for the year. This is the ColourPop Clearly in Love palette. And if you want to check out my first update to this project, I'll link it in the cards up above. If you haven't checked out that, go ahead, hop on over and check that episode out. So just a quick recap. I entered into the month of January sitting at -2 beauty budget points. I gave myself a 20-point boost for the beginning of the year, which brought me up to 18 beauty budget points. I then purchased 3 makeup items, which brought me down to 15 beauty budget points. And I emptied out 13 items in the month of January, 12 of which will net me 6 beauty budget points. And that last one will carry over into February. But that means I am sitting at 21 beauty budget points going into February, and I'm in the positive. Even without that 20-point boost, I'm in the positive, and I'm really excited at the amount of products that I emptied out in the month of January. How will February be with it being a short month? Tune in to next episode to find out. But that's everything that I have for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. You know I always love when you do. Don't forget, if you like what you see, to hit that like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. It lets YouTube know that you like my content and that other people with the same interests as you will like my content too. Thanks again, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Bye, everybody.